You look at Lisa Madigan for Attorney General and Jesse White, I believe they're both going for their fourth term. And when you've been in a political office for 20 years, you have so much money in your campaign funds, you have so many connections. If you've done a halfway decent job, there's nobody that can beat you. Another name I left out was Andy Davis, was my congressman. He was running unopposed. He's been there for 1,000,000 years, and I actually saw him speak once. And he was bragging that he wasn't bragging, he was answering a question, telling everyone how he was a member of so many, the Sugar Association, this group, that group, as if it was something good. And I was thinking, how could this guy be independent? He's affiliated with just about every lobbying group in the city. But the point is, he's got so much money and such name recognition that nobody would ever beat him. So term limits was one thing I thought of. And then the next thing was for water reclamation and for judges. Why do we even vote for these people? Water reclamation is really a bureaucratic position. They could easily be appointed. You know, there's plenty of thousands of professionals to choose from, and just have these people appointed. And also with judges, I think every state and city is different, but judges too. Why not just appoint judges if they need to be maybe retained on the ballot? They could just be have some process they go through the peers or even the people we elect to decide if the judges should stay or go. Because the fact is, the average voter, I just don't think they know enough about judges to actually make a good decision. So why even bother having them like that? And then a few other things I thought of were, it seems like we're voting all the time. One of the reasons why people don't vote is like it's constant. It's almost a constant process with the commercials, and there's primary in November and this and that. So I thought, well, why don't we have less elections? Just like the NFL, football, you got 16 games, and generally every game is crowded, where baseball got 160 games, and maybe the stadium is half full. Because what you see is, not only we have, next year we're going to have a city election, something different, and then also if you look at all the suburbs, they all have mayor races and board, and the fact is Illinois has 800 school districts, so many layers of government that people are constantly voting. I think they're tired. So what can we do? We can have term limits, less elections. If you look at the state of Illinois, we have elections every 2 years. For the 118 state reps, there's 49 state senators, which are alternate for 8 years. But just to simplify the process, why not put all those state reps, state senators from Illinois, put them all together in one, just one group every 4 years? Why does the state of Illinois need state reps and state senators? I know in the U.S. government, the Senate decides if we're going to go to war, but are we going to go to war with Wisconsin or Indiana? I don't think so. We already have so many layers of government making decisions with each suburb, each city. I think just having one legislature for the state of Illinois would probably be enough. But it would all go to simplifying the process. And the final thing that I thought of is, I'm in the hospitality industry, some of you may know. Peggy's enjoyed some of my hospitality speeches. But in hospitality, we have a saying that the customer is always right. And if you look at the voter as a customer, it's totally reversed. In the news, and politicians are always saying, why doesn't anybody vote? What's wrong with these? What's wrong with you guys? You don't vote. Are you stupid or something? Don't you care? But the fact is, people don't vote for a good reason, because they don't like the product. So the next time someone asks you, why don't you vote? Why don't you turn it around on them and say, why should I? Thank you.